Shadow the new Praetorian. The ogre has asked me to inform you that the following piece should be taken very seriously if your freedom means anything to you. Now, folks, is Trump a tyrant? Should he release the memo? Should Congress stand in his way? Well, sit back and relax. Here comes the Laughing Ogre!
Well, I can't quit you, baby.
The FBI and the DOJ use their power in a partisan way?
Yeah, let me make 4 points here. I think there are, as we think about all of this, and I actually wrote some of this down. First, there are legitimate questions about whether an American's civil liberties were violated by the FISA process. We are the legislative branch of government. It is our job to conduct oversight on behalf of the American people of the executive branch in case any powers were abused and civil liberties were abused by the executive branch. So there's a very legitimate issue here as to whether or not an American's civil liberties were violated in the FISA process. That's point number one.
Point one.
Point number two. This is a completely separate matter from Bob Mueller's investigation, and his investigation should be allowed to take its course. Point number three. There may have been malfeasance by people at the FBI.
Malfeasance.
And let me finish my points. There may have been malfeasance at the FBI by certain individuals. So it is our job in conducting transparent oversight of the executive branch to get to the bottom of that. Sunshine is the best disinfectant. And so what we want is all of this information to come out so that transparency can reign supreme and accountability can occur. There's a fourth point I want to make, and that is the institution of the DOJ, of the FBI, is a very important institution for American life. It's a very important institution for keeping the rule of law intact.
It's shite.
The men and women, the vast number of the men and women over at DOJ, over at FBI, are professionals doing their jobs and doing their jobs well. The people over in the field office in Milwaukee, at the FBI office, are helping keeping heroin and opioids out of our schools.
They shouldn't
So
be.
we want the people of the FBI to know that we respect their job, we respect who they are and what they do, and all the more reason why we need to have transparency and accountability to hold people accountable if they violated the rules, if they acted in a wrong, improper way. And that is what we're doing here.
Well, I mean, that's what they say they're doing. That is what they say they're doing. I find it amazing that folks like Paul Ryan will say, we need the FBI, the DOJ, and other policing organizations because people are bad. And we want to stop them from being bad. We want to help people live in a safe world. We want to help people feel safe and secure in their person, property. Oh, hang on, that's the Fourth Amendment. They don't like that. That's what this is about the trampling of the Fourth Amendment. Oh. It's nonsense. If people are bad and need someone to tell them to do right, then obviously what good would a group of people coming together under the guise of infallibility, what good would that be? These people would be just as bad as you or I. Nobody gets a free pass. Nobody is, this just like Comey. They were like, oh, he's so, he's impeccable. His character's impeccable. Nonsense. He has no character. These people are flimsy pasteboard characters. Okay? There's very few real people in politics. Trump is real, like it or not. Very real. That's why they're attacking him left and right. The guy just talking, Paul Rhino Ryan, not real. This guy is out for himself. Listen, this is the point of this video. Sorry it's been a while, and I did try to get away with just doing live streams. You would expect 3 of these videos a week. I won't try to take any more shortcuts. Thank you for your patience. I'm learning as I go. Paul Ryan, all of these people, including Nunes, including Schiff, all of these people are phony, fake, sycophantic followers. There's nothing redeemable about them in their political lives. I'm sure they're wonderful people at home with their families. I'm sure they're great parents, great fathers, great mothers. sure Maxine Waters an excellent wife and an excellent mother. She's a terrible congressperson. Horrible. How did she get a $4.5 million house making $125,000 a year? It's impossible. Oh, my investments, where are they? You want Trump to show his tax returns? How did you make all this money, Maxine Waters? Nancy Pelosi? I'm watching the State of the Union last night. Nancy Pelosi looked like she sucked on a lemon while she sat on a 14-inch long something. And these fake, phony, flaccid phalluses are getting old for me. It's time for me to look beyond. If a man would strike, let him strike through the mask. And there is some unreasoning thing that presses its face through that veil, and I see its unreasoning features. Those unreasoning features are politics. That veil is there because we put it there. We don't have to have it there. We, the people, are the power. I get laughed at, and that's fine. You can laugh now. Anarcho-capitalism would be the best possible government that I can imagine, because it would be very little government. It would be if you didn't like it, you could move to another county, and the rules may be completely different there. You could go live in a place where it would shoot 'em up, rah, whorehouse on every corner, saloons, heroin on the street. Fine, if that's what they want in that community, and there would be communities that way. But if they didn't want it that way and you brung it into their community, they said, we're going to bloody hang you. Hang you. Well, that's justice. That's freedom, believe it or not. It's freedom. We've lost sight of freedom. We have brokered out our right of choice, our freedom of choice, all of our freedoms not to be searched, our freedoms not to have our houses ransacked. Did you see what happened to Adam Kokesh? I don't care if he had weed, heroin. I don't care what he had. He wasn't hurting anybody. Now, if he had some sex slaves packed up in there, yeah, sure, do something about it. But the way it went down, boom, release the memo. It's time. Hell, if they want to release some counter memo that they wrote after the fact, go ahead. Let them compare the two. All of this stuff about, it's a very sad day from Adam Schiff. Nonsense. Because the president decided to take, protecting himself over the well-being of the... Bull! Protecting himself for the well-being of the country? It is time for us to stand up and say, look, Trump's done a wonderful job. He may not be everybody's cup of tea as far as his mannerisms, his ways, but he is doing a wonderful job. It is time for all good people around the world to stand up for their politicians that are real people, not these fake, flaccid phalluses. So, folks, before I go, I want to remind you, 2018 is upon us. If you're an American, get ready to vote in the midterm elections. Please look at the people. Don't use groupthink to make your decisions. You make your own decisions. Look at their voting record. If they have one, look at who they are and their record as a human being. Don't vote party lines. I will not be voting Republican or Democrat, as I never do, because I'm registered independent. Long live the United States of America. God bless Donald Trump. God save the Queen. And remember, be good to your friends, be good to your family members, be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved one has done seems to be so huge you'll never be able to forget about it. Because constant viewers, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones, your life, your cause, and your beloved country will depart from you.
Put on your red dress, baby. Are we going out tonight? Well, in a western boxing glove, in case some fool might wanna